Hello everyone, so I got a request, or a couple of requests, to do a tour of where we keep our horses, or like a stable tour, just everything like that. Here's Paddy. I apologise, I'm not well, but I didn't know when else I would have the time to make this video, so I just thought to make it now. The sun is going down, so I've put the lights on, so if it does start to get dark, it'll be okay. But anyway, so, I don't want to show you the number plate of our car, but our house is there, and then that's our garage. Sorry guys, you wouldn't be able to see anyway. It's our garage there with a guest room above, and then this is where all our guinea pigs and rabbits are, and the chickens are there. Our driveway is down that way, and our pool's down there. So then we come up. That's like an old street sign, the one that says Darnham there. That's just an old sign that was at our house when we got here. There was a couple more signs, but and an old street lamp, which I think is really cool. And this, I don't really know. We were thinking of putting a birdhouse on it, but we never did. But anyway, so this is I guess where the main stuff is. Sorry, I have to keep focusing my camera. It keeps going dark. So we'll walk in. So this is our stables, the whole building. So this is like a little, I wouldn't call it a paddock, but this is like a little thing which we let the horses in here just to eat out the grass, and sometimes to tack them up and do things with them where you need a smaller area, or something like that. So then, but the reason we can't leave them here during the day is this gate is broken, or it doesn't really work. It's got one of these latches that doesn't really work, so we've just got to watch them while they're in here. And also the feeds are here too, so we just have to be really careful that they can't that they don't get into the feeds or anything like that. So yeah, I guess we'll get started. I'll start off with just under here. So here we have the old buckets. My mum went out and picked up some new buckets today because these ones were broken. Well, this one's breaking, but we can still use them just just as a spare. And then this is an old kiddie sand pit / paddling pool, which we keep the hay in. We've got to get, my dad's going to get some more hay. So it's really good because that way it's protected from the weather, and then so we'll put one bale in there that we're using, and the rest we'll put into the stable while it's waiting to be used. So that's just our setup at the moment. So it is a double horse stable, which is quite cool, but we've never used the horses have never been in here for a couple of reasons. They're not really quite, we have to fix them up a bit, and I'll show you what I mean in a bit, but also there's no real reason to have them in there. We don't do any shows or anything like that where they would need to be cleaned for just the night or anything like that, so it's always much better for a horse to be out in pasture than in a stable. So, and then here is our tack room. I'll show you the stables first, because the tack room is probably the most interesting part. So the first one, we've got an old bit hanging on here that came when this is a spider on it, but that was already there when we moved here, and it's also a horseshoe up there just for decoration. And this is where we keep our cats at night. Zoe's in here because it's sunset, and we have to put Crookshanks in here. Hi Zozo. Hello. Because they catch birds and possums and things at night. which we definitely don't want to be happening. So we've got an old cat house in here, and you can see it's a little bit broken. And this one has concrete floor, which is not really the best for horses. So anyway, we wouldn't keep them in here. And I'll just show you in this one so that we don't have to, so I don't have to actually go in there. This is the other stable. The other stable has dirt floor, but it did have like a tree growing in there that had just grown by itself, because we only got horses this year and we've been at this house for 7 years, so it was getting quite overgrown and there's a big hole in the ground and just stuff we need to fix up. But we had done some renovations in the house, so we had all this wood in doors and stuff put into both these stables by the builders just when it wasn't used. But if we fixed them up, these stables could be quite functional. Sorry, I'm really not well. Yeah. So upstairs there's a loft where you can push the hay down. Oop, but I just got. Don't mind me. That's just my mum and sister talking. You can store your hay up the top loft. There's a ladder there. Sorry, it's frozen. It's the ladder there to go up, and then put the hay into the feeders. And the water's not connected up, but there are these which we would have to replace because these are quite rusty. But again, there's no reason for them to be in here. Hello, beautiful. There's no reason for the horses to be in here. And then I need to clean up in here a bit, but there's these two. There's all these empty bags of the feed that we use. And then we keep the feed in the bins. This one's full of chaff. We haven't been feeding chaff at the moment. Lately. And then this one is with the Maxi Soy, which is the feed that we use at the moment. Don't eat that. What are you eating? And then we've just got the cat food there and a water bottle, just so we can top up the bowls with more easily. And then Crookshanks isn't in here. And then there's molasses here, which we had been adding to the food, but we aren't doing that at the moment. So I guess we'll go on to the next bit. These doors are also like you can open up the top bit or whatever if your horses want to go out. And I forgot to show you, there's my sister out there, but there's a window here which you can see out into the arena, and there's window and a door here which I'll show you where that leads later. But I'm going way too long, so I'm really sorry. This video is going to be very long. Come on, good boy. Okay, and our tack room is here. The door looks the same, but it doesn't really open because obviously there's no need for that. And then on the door is one thing that says Lake Tyrrell Doctor Deck, and one says KS Bernard Coffee Bars. They were here when we moved. I'll turn on the light. Wait till it focuses. I'll just give you a little overview first. Okay, so up here there's a little number plate thing that says if this car was a horse, I'd have to shoot it. Hello, Pippi. Cutie pie. Good girl. Out. Pippi. Out. Out. Come on. Good girl. This is like the electric fence thing, so I'm sorry for the annoying ticking sound, but that's the electric fence. and then there's like PowerPoints and stuff here, and all the light switches. There's one helmet here, which is just a small helmet for like when our cousins come and want to ride. All our helmets are in the house at the moment. Here I have all these like cloths for polishing the saddle. Here I have this leather seal for polishing the saddles and bridles and boots. And here I have all the old wormers, because you can use the, well, a few reasons I keep them in the box just so that the actual syringes stay clean, because you can reuse the, syringes, either getting horses used to using a worming syringe, you can put nice things in it, and also if you ever have to use medication, then you can do that. And then here we have some hoof oil, these things for my saddle, then we have the pooper scooper, brushes, this metal bucket which I use for sponging off the horses, so it's got a sponge and a sweat scraper in it. This step, like a little kiddie step, which I used to use as a mounting block before I got the one we have now. And then spare cat litter. But in this bag here we have the breastplate, which I don't use, and a string girth which came with Monty, but I really don't like these, so I don't use that. And the bottom part of a noseband from Mason's bridle, but he doesn't need that. So that's that. That's just where I keep that. I'm sorry, my battery's going to die, so I might have to make this in 2 parts. So I'm really sorry. And then I have the 2 saddle racks. This is Monty's Mason saddle, which is the Wintec 250, and then his saddle pad. Then here I keep all the rugs, just folded up. Sorry, my battery's going to die. And then this is Monty's saddle, and then there's his saddle pad. And then here I have a lunge rope there, and then the fly masks for summer, Mason's bridle, all the like spare ropes, and a spare halter, which I don't use, but it's just in case they break and I need a spare desperately. And then here is Monty's bridle. So here I have I used to have mice, and so there's all my old mouse stuff, sorry. And this set of drawers, I don't think there's any horse stuff in it, it's just like from the mice, guinea pigs, and just my dad's electrical stuff. And then this cupboard is just all like paint and like stuff from when we had the cows, and just not horse stuff. So I guess we'll go out. I really hope my battery doesn't go flat halfway through filming, but I'm almost finished anyway. So that's that from the outside, and then that's the window there, which is really quite useful. And then there's the paddock here. Here's our big paddock. We're on 5 acres, so there's another paddock down the front, which is fenced off now because we're letting it to rest. Sorry. Oh, and there is a mounting block. And then here we have this little, like, we call it a holding yard. I don't really know what you call it, but it joins onto that stable there. and sometimes we have them in here to tack up, or if one has to be locked up while only one is being ridden, or say the farrier comes and he wants the other one, and there's only one person to help, you can put the other horse in there. Just things like that when the horse needs to be put away for a bit. But so here's the paddock, and then the water trough is here. We have another water trough down the front, in the front paddock, so whichever paddock they're in, they can have water. So that's that. And then the fence goes along here. I kind of would like this fence to go all the way along, but it just has a gate here, so you could use it like that. But when the last owners of this house had big trucks, so they had a second driveway to drive the trucks up from the street, and they would park them up here. So they kind of ruined the arena. There's big hills in it, but we can't afford to fix that right now, so we'll just have to keep on saving. So I wish the fence went all the way here, so then when I was riding in the arena, the horse can't get loose into the paddock. Like say I'm training, not riding, and I just, it's just much easier if I could have an enclosed, but sometimes we have an electric tape running. These paddocks are not ours, they're the neighbours, and that paddock there is not ours. This was a sand arena, but it has grown over a lot. But hopefully in the next year or so, we'll be able to actually save up to fix it. So if I would have been here a week ago, this was all about up to here of water, because we had a lot of rain. But luckily in the last week or so it's been drying up. But here you can see what I meant by it's got hills everywhere. There's all these bumps and lumps. And when we had cows, they ruined the ground's all bumpy, and the horses haven't really made it any better. But as I said, I mainly ride down the other end. Actually, I didn't say that, but anyway. So my sister's there with Mason, that's why he's got his head there and he's like, ah. So here are the boys. I've got some poles on the ground, which are not actually like riding poles or whatever. They're just logs that were left over from building, and they're just fun to ride on. Just make them into shapes and see what you can do with them. And I had some tyres which I used as little like things to prop them up into jumps. But it's all what we can afford. Have got a there's the window from the stable, so you can see. We've got a mineral or salt lick thing here, which we only got a week ago, so I don't know if the boys have actually really noticed it or really wanted to lick it, but I just take it down when it's going to rain so it doesn't, get wasted. Hi buddy, this is Monty. Yes, he does have his halter on in the paddock. I know it's really, really bad. Just don't let me know. I know. I hate having the halters on, but there's no excuse really, but yeah. Oh, what are you doing? Get up. Don't you break that gate. So, here he is. And then here's Macy. He been a good boy? There's a big pile of stuff, because right before the start of summer we burn all the trimmings and stuff, so that tree trimmings and stuff, so we can be fire safe in the summer months. But obviously with the horses we would have that fenced off so that they couldn't get into the fire. Come on, what are you doing? Get out of it. Don't you even think about scratching on that gate. If you guys have horses, you know that they do tend to break gates by leaning on them and kicking them and stuff like that, but yeah. So I don't know what else I can show you guys. Just quickly before I go, we also have a little gate here, which this is our veggie patch type area, and we also have like the pets in here sometimes, the guinea pigs in here sometimes, but we just let them eat us out, and in like a couple of hours this was all messed up. Oh, there's another pony here. Oh, horse, sorry. This is our neighbour's horse, or we don't actually know whose horse it is, it's suggested here, but it's in our neighbour's paddocks. Hello, you! It's the first time I've seen it with his rug off. Hello! It's a gelding. It's really, really cute. Sometimes tries to hang out with our horses, and there's also a little like Shetland pony over there. So sometimes hangs out with that, so just whatever he can reach. Hello, you cutie pie! I think it's... Let me guys know what breed you think this horse is, but I'm guessing like standard bred by the face shape. But I don't know. Coming up, hopefully. Come on, you! I'll get some grass for him, just a little bit. But anyway, we had this area taped off. Give him a little treat for coming up. Come here. I know you shouldn't really feed other people's horses, but yeah. This poor buddy must have had his rug on all day. It was really, really hot today. And he's finally got it off. Look how sweaty you are. Look how sweaty you are, cutie bud. It's really cute. Hello, you. Come here. Look how sweaty. Maybe he's been ridden. Don't you even think about chasing him. Give him a bit more grass. There's no other horses in that paddock with him. Paddy, don't even think about it. There's no more horses in there with him. Just cows. And the cows don't really play with you, do they? Very, very cute. Yeah. There's lots of people with horses around where we live, so it's really quite nice. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I can make more videos, later. So let me know what else you would like to see. And thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Love you all. Bye.